All right, everybody, it's 7:02 here on a Sunday evening of a weather impact alert, one of two impact alert days.
Yeah.
Because this is going to carry over into tomorrow morning.
Yep.
With the wind and the snow, and we are now officially, of course,
it is.
Everybody's kind of different on the, where you are, but officially 4.1 inches at the Weather Service office.
Yeah.
That is the snowiest day we've had in Indy since February 2022, Matt, and that was the last time I tried to push a bus, by the way. Long story there, partner.
Oh, man, yeah, we'll have to dive into that later.
Moderate to heavy snow between now and 10 o'clock, and the roads they're just a mess.
Yeah, we have multiple accidents and a lot of spin outs and a lot of stalled vehicles on the side of the road. We've got a big accident, multi-vehicle spin out on the north side of downtown. I want to start you there on 65 North as you're passing over Central Avenue and Meridian and you're headed to Meridian. So this is on the very north side of the skyscrapers. You're on 65, you're looking, you're actually looking west, but these are the northbound lanes. You got the eastbound lanes, but you'd be kind of headed towards Meridian Street's exit here in just a second, or MLK. But you can see multiple vehicles here as the kind of lanes start to merge just a little bit, but you got multiple crews responding to this. And where you've got places where we don't normally drive, the shoulders and kind of the middle, look how thick that snow is. It's a lot brighter, and we've got a couple inches there. The interstate itself also has a decent amount of snow on it. Our roads are snow covered all around Indianapolis. We're kind of cut off there by about, let's say, Cicero, Muncie, just north of Elwood or so is kind of where we have the cutoff between snow-covered roads and nothing. But they get thicker and thicker the farther south you go, right through the Indianapolis area. Also, look how low the visibilities are. Folks are only traveling about 30 miles per hour. That's our average speed that we're getting on a lot of these traffic maps. This is a live look in Shelby County, looking down 74 as you're headed back off to the south and east. So these folks are headed out towards Batesville and eventually Oldenburg. These folks headed in towards New Pal and then eventually downtown Indianapolis. Look how snow covered these roads are too, and you can see the snow just continues to come big time down with some windier conditions. The winds are picking up. We're going to have more blowing and drifting snow, but we've got a couple inches there on the ground right in the Shelbyville area, and look how bad the bridges are right now. You can see several kind of drifts there. And you can see tire tracks. We had a couple accidents here earlier, so you still see some of the tire tracks earlier. I think there's a plow just going underneath there on State Road 44. But this is what it looks like across central Indiana. If you've got to go out this evening, make sure you give yourself double or triple the amount of time it would normally take you. Right now, visibility has dropped to 1 in Richmond, Shelbyville, Indianapolis, and Greencastle, down to 2 in Bloomington and Terre Haute. This is usually our fog map, but we can use it for snow. Muncie, finally, there is a small drop in visibility. We may be getting some snow, especially on the south side of town. It's been a while. It's been taking a long time to fight some of this dry air. We're still pretty much clear in Kokomo and Lafayette. We got some flurries here and there, but mostly that cutoff is right around Cicero and the north end of Morse. Once you get closer to Indy, that's where the heaviest snow bands are. In some way, you can kind of see where the thickest snow is just by the visibility itself. And we've got a pretty good couple bands right over the Indianapolis area. And that's going to continue. Like Sean said, we've got another 3 hours to go, 10 o'clock for some of these heavier snow bursts. And then we may transition over to more to some scattered snow. But road sensor wise, we are covered. And look how slow the roads are. And you even see a couple purple spots too, where traffic is either stopped or there's so few cars out that some of our traffic maps think, oh, the interstate must be closed because there's no one out there. Well, you don't really want too many people on the roads because they are getting pretty snow covered, but that's why you do see some of the purple. So there's kind of multiple reasons why. Look at 65, a lot of slowdowns there on the northwest side of the city out by Traders Point and Whitestown. And then as you come towards downtown Indianapolis, you see those curves. Here's what the accident we were just looking at with the multiple spinouts there. As you're wrapping around, you're on 65 north, you're kind of joining with I-70 west and just kind of passing the north side of downtown. It's where we have that accident. We're slow on 70 out by the airport. 74 is slow all the way from Speedway right through Brownsburg, Liston, Pittsboro, and out towards Greencastle. And then here's 74. We were looking towards Shelbyville where we've got a lot of slow traffic too. You can see a closer look at some of those. But traffic is slow or it's stopped at times on I-70 out there past Monrovia and Mooresville and Brazil and Clayton. And here are the expanded road sensors. So here's what you're looking at. The light blue shows you, it's snow covered. but maybe, dusting to an inch on the road. Where you've got the darker blue, it's a thicker snowpack on these roads. We've got a few inches of snow, even where the main tire tracks are going, let alone the shoulders. We've got really thick snow right around Bloomington and Columbus, even the Franklin area. We've got some of that too. Temporarily, we had some thicker snow on the north side of Indianapolis. They're from the north side of Brownsburg into Zionsville and Carmel and Fishers out towards Fortville. We had a bigger burst of snow temporarily. We've got some more snow-covered roads just north of Terre Haute. And then you see all the red. That's the ice. We're getting more ice and sleet to mix in. Sean's going to show you the weather maps here in a moment, but we've been seeing kind of that mix and slash snow line push off to the north. But we had a report from Chase earlier today, which is right about here in Martinsville. He was getting some sleet. So sometimes it's hard for the radar to exactly figure out what's going on. We've got a mix of a little bit of everything out there as it is cold and we've got sleet and snow. But more ice-covered roads the farther south you go. Travel time, we've got about a 15, 16-minute delay on I-70 as you're passing right through downtown, coming in from the east or coming in from the west. It's a slow go. Average speed's about 30 miles per hour. Average speed on 65 right now, about 30 miles per hour. It's over a 20-minute delay as you cut through Indianapolis on 65 from the north, also from the south. It is a slow go out there. So how much snow have we really picked up? We can kind of take a good estimation with the radar. It's not completely perfect, but when we're lining up some of these snowfall reports, and Sean's been talking about them,
yep,
you can see, we're just talking about that bigger band, and look, some of that darker blue kind of filled in on the north side, kind of now a donut around Indianapolis, but you've got a good 4 to 5 inches across much of central Indiana from Fishers and Carmel south. Once you get to Westfield and Cicero, there's a huge cutoff. All of a sudden, you start going down a couple inches real quick to basically trace to nothing from Muncie to Lafayette and Marion. There's a very sharp cutoff. Eastern Indiana, about 2 to 3 inches of snow. Farther south, Bloomington, 5 to 6. More towards Bedford and Seymour, kind of estimating 7, maybe even close to 8 in spots, and maybe even close to 10, approaching that foot mark as you get closer to southwestern Indiana. So it's been a pretty snowy day. We've still got many more hours to go as the snowfall totals will continue to rack up. Here's a little bit of a closer look around Indianapolis. The actual radar beam kind of messes with some of these totals. It's all kind of this darker blue or the light blue, so a good 3 to 4 inches right here around the metropolitan area of Indianapolis and all the suburbs included. Newcastle, we're about 2 to 3 inches of snow. Greencastle, we're about 4 to 5 inches of snow. So we're watching the snow closely, and we still have more snow to go. Sean Ash, he's tracking the radar, showing you where kind of the heavy bursts have been going.
Yeah, and we're running down some of these totals here. So, and again, totals that are in progress. Rush County, about 4 inches. Decatur County, 4 inches. Morristown Police reporting about 4 inches. We talked about the official total. Emergency manager at IU has 4.5. EMA over in Knox County, Bicknell, 6 inches. We've got a 6-inch report about 4 miles northeast of Brownsburg. Okay, so that's what we have so far. So we're showing you live Doppler 13 radar. And again, if you haven't caught any of our streams today, there's 2 ways we can do this. We can do precipitation mode or intensity. And, I'm doing intensity now because around the metro, this picks up on those heavier bursts, and that would be indicative of the yellow colors on the radar. The green is more of a moderate, the yellow is more heavy, and that was the one that hit the north side. We've got one that was hitting through Martinsville and Franklin, and then as we expand the radar and go to the north into Matt's zone of disappointment there, if you will, that is just an area that is just not going to have a whole lot of snow. And I keep getting a lot of folks saying, hey, Flora, we don't have anything. Marion, we don't have, you're just not going to get much. You might get a coating. At most, you may get an inch. I think that would be the very high side of things right now, okay? As we go farther to the south, now this gets a little more messy down here because this is a combination of some snow, but also some sleet. And by the way, I will tell you, and I find it interesting, Matt, that Louisville now is completely switched over after they had a daily record snow in Louisville, by the way, of almost 9 inches. They are now completely, let me move the map down a little bit. They are now completely in a freezing drizzle.
Oh, wow.
So there's snow accumulations done. But you can see as we look at the radar, look what's moving through Bedford and Seymour. That again, that's going to be a combo of heavy snow and sleet. And then you work farther to the north, and this is just good old-fashioned snow that's going on right now. And every little bit now from here on out is going to make matters worse on the roads. As we look back to the west here, just so again, as we've been stressing, we still have a long way to go. This may be the heaviest snow we're going to have around Indy, but we're definitely not done with the snow. You see that twist that's around Kansas City? So that is between now and probably tomorrow afternoon. That thing is going to turtle toward the east. So we're going to have more snow as we go through tonight. And by the way, as that thing moves around, our wind eventually is going to ramp up. So that's why we've been stressing. We got a ways more to go. We're diving back in, temperatures in the lower 20s. And so not a surprise to see when the snow rates really ramp up that the roads just get, as Matt was showing you. That's what we end up with on the roadways. Here's Future Track 13. So the precip rates will diminish in a lot of areas by midnight. And then notice a little more pink there for you. So Bedford, Seymour, Bloomington, Columbus. Does it get to Indy? I don't think so, but Martinsville, Shelbyville, Greensburg, you're probably going to have a period of freezing drizzle. And then so this is tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. This is why we're continuing with the weather impact alert day tomorrow, is that we're going to have wind-whipped snow over the city, Greencastle, Terre Haute, Bloomington, and that thing's going to take its time to move through. So you're going to tack on some more snow over the southern part of the state as well, to the point where I think we're going to be fine in terms of getting our snow forecast down there. Now, whether or not we have 9-10 inches of snow depth down in that purple zone, that's to be determined. The winter storm warnings are going to continue. And then once again, this is what we're dealing with tonight.
Sean, I was trying to look, and what's good as of right now, 7:15, we don't have a bunch of accidents. A lot of them have been cleared up.
Okay.
What we're noticing is traffic is so slow or non-existent that it looks like the roads are closed, but they're not. They are technically open, but this is really the only active accident, major accident that we have. There's a couple little spin outs. Yeah. This is the big one.
I guess if there's a saving grace in this, it's a Sunday evening.
That's huge.
That helps out. Now, what's going to happen come tomorrow morning? Now, and I forgot, but my brain is so mushy now. Have we mentioned that IPS is?
I don't think we have yet.
So, IPS, and this is just going to be one of several. They're closed tomorrow. Yeah. But, I mean, this is what we're going to have to deal with tomorrow. Yeah. We're going to have increased volume. And gosh, the crews are going to do their best tonight. Yeah. And then we've got, this looks like some airport delays, but they're going to do their best tonight to get these things ready for tomorrow morning. But the bottom line is we got wind that's going to whip this stuff around. So we're going to take a little break here. We're going to have more updates. Hang with us. We're going to grab a quick bite to eat too.
Sounds like a plan.
And we'll see you guys at the top of the hour.
All right, see you.